Welcome back to Nightcap Chat, the pop culture podcast. We talk all things comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, and more. Today we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, talking Irish superheroes and Irish actors in superhero movies. I'm Blade O'Neill.
I'm Ken Brown.
I'm Lance O'Neill.
And before we... Happy St. Patrick's Day, first and foremost. I thank you all for taking the time to listen and sharing and subscribing. Appreciate your support and making us a part of your weekly routines. Without you guys, there would be no Nightcap Chat. So some news coming out the pop culture world here. The Black Widow trailer dropped the morning of recording this, which was now last week. I'm just leaving it at that because I'm not going to watch it.
Really? It looked that bad?
No, I'm not going to watch the trailer.
Okay, the trailer. I was going to say, I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm going, oh my gosh, it was a bad trailer.
I didn't watch it either because, again, I don't want to be spoiled because it said there's like, I read an article and it said there's a lot of new footage and I was like, then I'm not going to watch it.
Yes, the first trailer I thought gave away a little bit too much less. This one's going to give away even more.
I don't know. It said there's a lot more action, so I don't know. That could mean nothing, but I don't know. It's Marvel. They're probably not going to give away too much. I feel like. I mean, they've done a good job with all the last 8 movies about
their track record is
making
good.
Things looking like one way, and then when you see it in the movie, it's like that's not how it looked in the trailer. You know?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and they're good at keeping secrets. But I mean, Black Widow is one of my favorite MCU characters, so I just want to go in. Cool, Taskmaster's in it. Great, let's do this. So it's St. Patrick's Day, so we thought, in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, we're going to talk a little bit today about Irish superheroes and Irish actors in superhero movies. Now, of course we did some preliminary research on these topics. We generally try to have organic conversations, but we had to do research, and my goodness, it was actually kind of hard to find many Irish superheroes. Some of these lists we found online, they were digging at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it was pretty rough and kind of sad, very underrepresented. I felt like.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, here's the thing. I guess they just don't address it. With all of the American superheroes, the odds are a huge chunk of them are American Irish.
And isn't it ironic that there's so many characters that use the color green in their outfits too?
Or is it ironic that there's all these redheaded characters when they're really only 2% of the population? But
exactly.
You got Jean Grey with red hair, you got Black Widow with red hair. Everyone just you get red hair, you get red hair. Mary Jane, but there's not that
Pepper
many
Potts.
redheads.
Do you know what I mean? It's everybody's got redhead.
Everyone's a redhead. Yeah. If you there's common as blondes and brunettes, in the Marvel universe, it seems. So speaking of redheads, I'm going to go ahead and start off my first instinct was Siren and Banshee.
Yes.
I think they've got to be some of the oldest Irish characters, if I'm not mistaken.
The Cassidy family.
I believe, isn't Captain America Irish though?
Way to jump ahead of the list. Yes.
What do you mean jump ahead of the list? I was just saying
that was going to be the big reveal.
Steve Rogers.
You said they're the oldest. Captain America is obviously the oldest.
Okay, that's fair.
Sorry, didn't mean to ruin your whole feng shui or whatever.
Yes, that was one thing I discovered is Captain America is actually Irish American. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Makes sense. Not really surprising, but apparently that's a fact. But yeah, but Banshee and Siren, they're Irish. They're written with Irish accents. They're members of the X-Men. Banshee actually goes back to some of the original X comics. Siren came a little later, right?
Siren was, she first appeared in Spider-Woman number 37 during the 1970s, late 70s, early 80s Spider-Woman series.
Yeah. And of course, I think some of my earliest experiences with Siren was she was actually a love interest for Deadpool for a little bit. No, good taste there.
Yes, no, dude. I love the fact of he was really trying to win her affection, and she kind of blew him off quite a long time at first, and eventually they started more or less. Then she tried more or less changing his kind of like one of those things like that. Yeah, it's like, I like her so much because she hates me type of thing. Well, if I remember that correctly from those Joe Kelly, Ed McGuinness, Siren Deadpool storylines.
Yeah, I feel like there was, it went back further than that because I think once it got to the Joe
X-Force, right, too? Go ahead.
Is that what it was? I was thinking, I was wondering if it was one of the Deadpool miniseries, but like, you know, like she started to care for him more by the time the Joe Kelly run actually came around.
Okay.
So I do remember that. We haven't really seen Banshee in live action yet. I mean, she had a cameo in X-Men 2.
Yes.
You know, she sat up and screamed, and then she got shot in the neck with a dart and passed out. that was about the extent of her cameo.
Is there something in Ireland with like females with screams? Because Black Canary, we found out, was Irish too.
It's from Banshees.
Okay.
So that's where Banshee got his name. So like the Banshees are the wailing spirits in Irish lore. So that's what that's referencing. So yes, Black Canary, our next Irish superhero. She's Irish.
Yeah. That's going.
But they couldn't find something else in Irish lore to turn to a superhero. I don't know. Like,
what are we gonna do? Potatoes?
You could do. What's wrong with Potato Man?
Nothing.
I think that'd be great. You know,
Mashed potatoes. I just mashed.
I'm gonna mash you instead of like Hulk. It's like the potato, or maybe like the Guinness or something. I don't know.
The 4-leaf clover.
Well, it was funny you say that because there is a Marvel character called Shamrock. Well, it's Shamrock. It's Shamrock. Shamrock is a Marvel character. Her real name is Molly Fitzgerald, I think here.
What is the Shamrock's power?
I'm honestly pulling it up right now because I forgot.
Is it like a Black Cat thing where it has the probability control to like make good things happen?
Man,
Because that would make sense.
I kind of see like this great marketing idea promotion, like where she's got the ShamWow finisher.
Oh gosh.
It's the ShamWow.
Yes.
Don't make me hit you with the
Yes,
ShamWow.
You're right. It's a probability manipulation.
Okay. Oh, well, isn't that more or less Domino's powers?
Well, it's not manipulation, is it? It's just Domino is just it's luck, right?
Okay.
So it seems like she has more control over it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Are you talking about Domino or are you talking about the Shamrock?
Shamrock. Okay. And Black Cat had similar abilities too, right?
That's all. Yeah, that's like basically what she had. But she was
Giving them.
She was good luck and bad luck. She could control good things happening for her for good, or things happening to people that were really bad all the time.
Oh my gosh, I looked up the reason for her powers.
Oh, she ate a 4-leaf clover.
Did she get hit with the shillelagh?
No, listen to this. This is directly from Wikipedia, so you know it's super reliable. Shamrock is possessed by the souls of thousands of victims of wars who manifested themselves as poltergeists, which affect probability within a 20-foot radius of her, altering situations so that she is given an advantage, in essence, having the, quote, luck of the Irish.
That's cool, actually.
That's so demented that it is Irish.
Yeah.
I don't even want to use that phrase anymore. Like, luck of the Irish just seems so wrong now.
The dark luck of the Irish.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Dark luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's the obscurity there. Is we had to pull out Shamrock.
So they're not doing any movies about her anytime soon,
Yeah,
are they?
I guess not, and I think that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that one.
The Marvel Disney Plus on the Clover or the Shamrock. I'm sorry.
Hey, maybe their Disney Plus is releasing a special St. Patrick's Day episode as we speak. Another DC character, apparently Kyle Rayner, I believe, is also of Irish descent.
That's the Green
Kyle Rayner
Lantern.
being a Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Of course.
I found it was similar like that. Both Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner,
Okay.
they made Irish too, which is like, okay, just because they wear green, they got to make them Irish. Is that how that goes with that? Or
I guess.
Yeah, maybe. real creative there, guys.
I guess it's at least he's a powerful superhero. It's not like, oh, I'm super lucky because of thousands of dead people. I mean,
Yes. Yep, that is.
although he can't manipulate yellow, right? So I mean, he's pretty lame at the same time. For sure.
how come no one's ever called themselves St. Patrick yet?
Well, it's funny you should bring that up because I I've done a little bit of research and I can't figure out if this is a new character or not, but Marvel has The Union coming out in May. And there's a lot of UK characters in there. And one of them, who's from Ireland, is called Snakes. And in Marvel's teaser, it said St. Patrick, legend has it that St. Patrick, drove all the snakes out of Ireland, like, except for
this one.
Snakes or something along the lines of that. And so there's this big guy dressed all in black and, his face is in the shadows of his hood. And he's got like a glowing eye or glowing eyes or something. Like, I don't know if he's like secretly a snake or something or.
Just make Potato Man already. This is ridiculous.
So that's going to be interesting. They're pushing all
called the Potato Famine. They'd be the villain.
Oh, the Famine.
Oh, my
the famine.
God.
The Famine. That's a great name.
That's so
Dude,
bad.
the Famine.
But yeah, I mean, also, Captain America was the main one. I was surprised was Irish. I guess one that was obvious was Black Tom Cassidy.
Yes.
Who is mostly like a Deadpool villain, right? I mean, I only know him as a Deadpool villain. Like, I don't know if he
like
really...
Banshee's brother. I mean, they tied him way back to the X-Men where...
He's Banshee's brother?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he's
I don't
Banshee's
know if
brother.
I realized that.
And then like that cousin or brother. I know like in X-Men 102 and 103.
Yeah.
Like Sean Cassidy's Banshee's like real name. He inherited a castle, Cassidy Castle, inside of Ireland. They went to the castle, and Black Tom and Juggernaut were waiting there for them to try to, take it from him more or less. It's like, this is my inheritance, not yours, Banshee. And it showed the origin of Storm during that story because he found out she was claustrophobic when Juggernaut knocked over some kind of,
she was
wall or
freaking
something.
out, and they're like, I don't know what's wrong with Storm. She's like losing her mind.
It's
like, just suck it up. I remember thinking that the whole time reading the comic book, like, just suck it up. You're fine. Oh my goodness.
It's a couple of
But
rocks. Get them out of
you're
your
a little
way.
claustrophobic, aren't you?
I'm claustrophobic, but I don't control the weather. Like, come on.
Okay, fair enough.
I was surprised to see Matt Murdock, how I completely forgot Matt Murdock was Irish. I mean, Irish Catholic, I was kind of thinking like, okay, it's just Catholic, but I didn't know they were really determining him that he was Irish Catholic. And
totally makes sense, especially with everything with his character, I mean, his religious background, particularly, I mean, like all the Irish are Catholic or Protestant, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, his mother was a nun, his father was a boxer. I mean, like, how do you get more Irish or Irish American than that?
Cool.
Yeah, and then they had to make him blind. Great. A lot of these Irish characters you're just telling me are kind of lame, except for Cat. But I do enjoy Daredevil, though.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, like, yeah, I liked Daredevil more when I was a kid, probably because of the Spider-Man animated series that came on. And like, oh, it's Daredevil. Like, this is so cool.
And he's one of the characters that isn't green. So that's good.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, one of these Irish characters wasn't wearing, well, Black Tom Cassidy wears black and red.
Yes.
But yeah, it's funny how many of these guys wear green.
Yeah, Dr. Doom, not Irish.
Dr. Doom, yes, he is not Irish. Also, I mean, it's funny how many of these characters are redheads, but not Irish. Like Black Widow. As far as I know, Mary Jane's not Irish, but she could be of Irish descent. Like, I mean, how could she not be? She's got to be Irish or Scottish, probably, right? Yeah,
and plus, like, when you get to these, like, American characters, how can you say that there isn't Irish heritage somewhere in there? Because everyone's just a mutt anyway. Everyone's mixed with all these different heritages, so it's hard to kind of determine.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably why we had such a shallow pool here while we were doing the research. But then we will be right back with some of our favorite Irish actors who were in superhero movies after this commercial break. And we're back. So we're just going to touch on a couple of these actors. So since we just brought up Daredevil, I just want to go ahead and start with Colin Farrell, portrayed Bullseye in the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. They made Bullseye Irish in that, I guess, because Colin Farrell is Irish, right? I don't know about you, but like I actually kind of liked, Colin Farrell's take on Bullseye. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was unique. It's kind of funny that you have the Irish guy playing like an Irish dude who isn't necessarily Irish to fight the guy that is Irish. But he did do a very good job, I think. And honestly, we loved that movie when it came out. It was a decent movie. I wouldn't say it was bad. I mean, looking back, it was good for the time, I think.
Yeah,
but he did a good job.
Yeah, I heard so many people say like that was one of their least favorite Marvel movies or any movie superhero movie. Like, how do you not appreciate what they did? And are you just judging it because of the one Elektra versus Daredevil in the playground scene? That didn't ruin that movie. That's the number one thing. It's like, dude, that merry-go-round fight scene when they're watching the kids watching them fight, that was so lame. I go, that was kind of fun. I had no problem with that scene either. And the courtroom scenes,
At the time, like it didn't really matter. We got Daredevil's origin. It was pretty much right on. His dad was a boxer. I mean, Michael Clark Duncan was an amazing Kingpin.
I loved when he was sleeping in the water thing to try to stay quiet, and they're just showing the noise of what it's like being Matt Murdock.
That made sense to me.
Everything like being so like you were kind of immersed in his world. I thought was really kind of cool that they haven't really done that with too many other superhero movies for you to try to imagine what it's like to be Matt Murdock.
Yeah, I mean, even Ben Affleck being a spazzy fighter aside, like I said, Michael Duncan was great. I almost called him Will Ferrell. Colin Farrell.
Yes.
Colin Farrell was fun. And
Jennifer Gardner was a good Elektra. I had no problem with her being Elektra.
She was fine. And we got to see the famous Bullseye kills Elektra scene. Like, there were so many things that were just from the comics. Like, how could you hate it? Like, his superhero movies were slightly campier.
Plus, the director's cut even made the movie better. How many movies can you say that? I was
just going to say that. There's a whole extra storyline with, it was Coolio, right? This whole extra thing with Matt Murdock. And, like, it was really good.
Yeah, I don't know how you can say it's the worst when you had the Elektra movie and the Fantastic Four movies.
I think the Elektra movie is underrated.
Especially for like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. They've totally tried pulling that with Elektra.
And like the beginning of Elektra is so good. The scene where like she's coming to kill this guy and he hired like this whole force and he's like, I should never have hired you guys. Like, well, who do you think's coming for you? Like, you may have heard of her. Her name is Elektra. And he laughs like, you find that funny? And it's like, she's an urban legend star. And like, his monologue in the beginning is so good. And they keep cutting to her and she's just killing somebody, just getting closer, closer, closer. And then she finally gets there and like, he looks in the reflection of his glass and it's like, don't worry, death's not that bad. How do you know? I died once. And like, he hears as a whisper and she just tosses her side and it goes right through him. And like, it was such a great scene. And if I'm not mistaken, like maybe Ken, like I thought that was a scene from a comic book too. Like I thought that came from something. I could be wrong.
It has to be from the Elektra Assassin
storyline. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was.
Because that was the time like where that's the storyline they brought back Elektra after the deaths during the Frank Miller one, which was the follow-up to the Daredevil movie. And everybody thought Elektra was just gone and she just they more or less came out of nowhere and just working for, I want to say, was it not who's the company that brought her back from the dead?
The Hand.
Thank you, dude. The Hand. And like she was an agent of the Hand until she started getting her memories back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She's like the world's best assassin if she's manipulated, which is weird. The Daredevil TV show touched on it a lot of what Elektra Assassin was doing.
Yep. So DC actually has a couple of Irish actors in their movies, and I just so we don't run out of time, I'm going to start with my favorite one. He's probably my favorite Irish actor, and that is Liam Neeson. And Liam Neeson, of course, plays Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins.
Okay.
I really wish he would join the MCU. I don't even care who. Like I want Liam Neeson in the MCU.
Yeah, but who would he play?
I got somebody right now. Are you ready? I'm gonna cast Liam Neeson.
Please don't say what I think you're gonna say.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
The Living Tribunal?
No, he would be good for that. No, but I got a good one, and you guys will agree with this. I bet money right now. Okay, it's not even a big part. Let's have him play Whistler for Blade, for Mahershala's Blade.
Cool. I'd like that. That'd be good.
That'd be cool. I could see that, dude.
He's getting older, but he's still kind of a badass. Like, why not? Like, that would be fun.
That would work. I would agree. I would be happy with that.
For whatever reason, I see him as Reed Richards' father.
Interesting.
Do you know, because Reed Richards' father was from the future too, as well.
Okay.
And that thing too, like everyone thinks it could be Kane coming, but what if it's actually Reed Richards' father
Liam Neeson is coming.
Yes, and
I
it's
don't
weird
know
because
who you are.
I know, but that's the thing too. Is like that's one of the most underrated stories. Like Mark Miller wrote the story of Reed Richards' father coming back in time and trying to help him prevent from making mistakes that he knew he would make.
Could you see Liam Neeson play Kang the Conqueror?
That would be sick too, and kind of do the combination of the both of them.
I don't think I want him to play King the Conqueror.
Why?
I think his voice is too distracting.
Because you know it's Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
I see that's Liam Neeson, dude. I just feel him being like
King, you just need like a general, like deep, just kind of ominous voice, and you don't necessarily need like a big name actor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't, but because of his voice, I think it would make Kang interesting because he might not have too much facial expression. Otherwise, I mean, depending on how that mask thing, or is that his face? Like, do we even know? I don't even think we know. I thought it was a mask.
I don't know. I think it's like an armor thing. I don't know, to be honest.
But there's facial expression. I mean, who knows?
I'm pretty sure there's someone underneath the mask.
Yeah. So second DC, second Irish actor who plays a DC character we have is Cillian Murphy, who plays Scarecrow in the same movie, actually. But he was actually in more than one of the Christian Bale Batman movies. I mean, he's a great actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
I mean, it's hard for me personally, like it's hard to make Scarecrow interesting, but like he did it.
Yeah, he did a really good job. Scarecrow to me is a super lame character. I'm not gonna hold punches on that. Yeah, it's super lame, and it was actually like interesting. He made it creepy
and scary.
Yeah, it was great. He's a really good actor. Again, another actor I would love to have in the MCU. I don't know who he could play, but he could pull off some creepy. He could be Nightmare. How about that?
That would be awesome.
What? Yes. Yes, I am on board for that.
He'd be perfect for Nightmare. I just pulled that out of my head just now.
Yes.
But it's very similar, obviously, thought process, Scarecrow, Nightmare, but Nightmare's way more powerful, obviously.
Well, I could see it in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And like, I want that so badly now for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, Nightmare would be perfect because I said too, along that same line, Scarecrow and Nightmare, very like Scarecrow was creating nightmares, obviously, in his whole power set.
And they have the same face.
Yes.
Like when you think of Nightmare, his face looks just like him.
Yeah, his hair fits more for Nightmare than it does for Scarecrow in a lot of ways,
Yeah,
dude.
my goodness. Wow, what great casting. I almost want to do another like fan casting episode. So switching back to Marvel here for a second, and probably, gosh, I mean, you can hate on the Fox X-Men movies all you want, but Michael Fassbender as Magneto is, he was so good in First Class. Like that first scene where he goes into the German bar and he orders the beer and then he kills the Nazis with a coin. Like, my goodness, you're like, wow, this Magneto is gonna mess some stuff up, you know?
Yeah, he was a great choice. Great pick. Do they keep him?
No, let's move on. Let's do this fresh. You know, let's
who would
age
be
him back up a little bit. You know,
Who would you guys like to see be the new next generation Magneto?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Come on, what's wrong with that?
You can't play everybody.
You can't play everybody.
I'm serious. Like, I think Liam Neeson would be a great Magneto. Yes. I am correct.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson would be awesome.
I think we need to make this just another episode.
All the casting, because I can do
Number
this.
of people that Liam Neeson can play in the movie universe.
That'll be the title of it.
I love it. I could do that all day.
General Ross, Liam Neeson. Dude.
Yeah, totally.
We could try to like find like really like legitimate possible people that he'll say no to though.
Yeah.
That would be the fun challenge of that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got to make like some kind of sense to us.
Right.
But to him, it's like, no way.
This is fun. I really like this. I want to at least do one more before we wrap up. We won't make this episode short since it is St. Patrick's Day. The Ray Stevenson, who played the Punisher in Punisher Warzone, but also Ray Stevenson plays oh my goodness, Volstagg, one of the Warriors 3 within the MCU. So
he played both the Punisher and Volstagg?
Yep.
I did not know that. That's pretty impressive.
It's probably
totally different. Talk about range of acting ability.
And you know what? I mean, Punisher Warzone wasn't that great of a movie, but he was a really good Punisher.
Yes.
Like I have watched it more than once just because he was such a good Punisher.
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, really has any of the Punishers really been a bad Punisher?
Just bad stories.
The Dolph Lundgren one.
Oh, yes. Okay. You know what?
Sure.
Honestly, I've never watched that all the way through because everyone told me how horrible it was. No. I don't want to load it in, which is horrible because I should give it a shot.
Yeah, I should give it a shot too because honestly, like, I've only seen like scenes of it on YouTube and I was like,
Yeah, it's like that Captain America on the motorcycle movie. I actually had to sit through those back from the 1980s. Where he was a surfer boy, Captain America. I'm going, what is this?
Or how about, oh my gosh, what's his name playing Nick Fury?
David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. That actually
was
wasn't
that good.
It wasn't horrible.
No, it was. It's one of those things that's like it's so bad that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening.
Okay,
but it was kind of cool to see like Vipers in it and Hydra. It was kind of like, oh, like honestly, it's the only time you ever see Viper, so that's kind of cool. Like they still haven't done it, right?
Can we watch this on Disney Plus yet?
Oh gosh, I don't think so. Yeah, they should bring those back. Yes. Yeah, David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, they need to keep this buried.
It's like the E.T. video games, right?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Atari, have you heard about that?
No.
Like that where E.T. games like sold so horribly that they dumped most of it into potholes. And then someone found out like where the pothole, they dumped all of the ET Atari games. And there was like this huge kind of like, speaking of Irish, like the gold at the end of the rainbow where people started digging up and finding these old ET games and they're worth like kind of stupid amounts now, which is pretty absurd.
What?
Because most of them were destroyed.
Ridiculous. That kind of relates to our episode a couple episodes back, like video games based on movies. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty funny. I didn't know about that. I wish I did for that
look
episode.
Up the ET Atari game.
Yeah.
And the urban legend plus the facts behind it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, we should do an episode on just like crazy facts to see if we can stump each other. Like, did you know this? Whoa, no, that's one I didn't know. How fun. Oh, yeah, we want to keep this episode short just in case, anyone's doing anything for St. Patrick's Day, going out. And if you are going out tonight or if you're out right now while you're listening to this or if you're on your way to going out, just please be safe. Like don't do anything stupid. A $10 Uber or Lyft ride is not worth your life, someone else's life, or, a $10,000 fine and jail time.
Yes.
So just be safe.
That would not be so lucky.
Be smart. Don't test your luck of the Irish, if you will.
Exactly.
But yeah, please be safe, be responsible tonight, no matter what you're doing. But we appreciate you all taking the time to listen. Thank you for listening and sharing and subscribing and following us on social media. And if you can, please leave a review. If you do enjoy Nightcap Chat, it really helps us open up other opportunities, going forward. But we appreciate you taking the time to listen. You can find us Nightcap Chat. If you have suggestions on subjects on future episodes, email us anytime at nightcapchat@gmail.com.
I'm Ken Brown, Drawn to Comics. You find us once again on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and in downtown Glendale.
I'm Lance O'Neill. You can find me on twitch.tv/Tales of Lance or on Instagram at O'Neill.Lance.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you all next week. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you guys, and go Irish.
Sláinte.